Hey y'all, welcome to this week's episode of Weighing In with Lindsie. I have Amber Swanson as my guest today, and she is here to tell her testimony, which I am so excited to hear all the details. I have known Amber, I don't even know how long. I think we might have played together as kids.
Yeah, Papa was actually telling me that I remember going to Destin as a kid, and I went to your grandparents' place down there. Apparently,
Yeah. Okay, so I was like, I know, I remember her as a kid, but I could, yeah. Anyway, so we've known each other a very long time,
yes.
but just recently have been around each other more. And so, if you want to just jump right in and tell us a little bit about your journey.
All right. Well, first, I'm happy to be here. I'm excited about this. This is a first for me, so just forgive me if I don't know what the rules are or whatever, but
We have no rules.
okay, good. So, I've recently come to the Lord. Really, my whole life I've been saved probably 10 times in my life, but never had the hunger that I have now. It's never been like it is now. Grew up in church. I'm come from the Chitwoods, so it's a long line of believers.
Yeah.
My papa's grandmother, even, I feel like her prayers have carried me. Even we really strong faith. So I've grown up knowing the Lord, but not really knowing.
And just a little context here for relationship-wise, your papa and my dad, he is actually who brought us to church. So my dad went to church at the Church of God because of Jerry Chitwood, and so I can kind of credit my upbringing to your
Yes.
family. So that's kind of
I
cool.
love that. Love that. And then I had the Pitts on the other side. So also, and I think just a few years before I was born, Mimi and Papa, Jackson and Ruth, got saved, and so they were on the other side. So I had a lot of just wonderful people around, that influenced my upbringing a ton, and I'm grateful for that. But I think the pastor's kid stuff skipped my mom, came to me, because she's always been just as good as she could be. I was wild, for sure, for many years, but the Lord carried me always, and I know that that's because of the prayers of my people, the people that loved me. And so I got married young. I had a baby first, had a baby in high school, got married when he was 3. Then I had my daughter, and she is now 16. We divorced when she was 18 months old, I think. And then I got really wild. So, every other weekend I didn't have kids. I could do what I wanted and be crazy. And I did just that. Did a lot of partying. Still took care of my kids, but when I had time, I was not. So, yeah, just a lot of, and then there things that I always search for validation in men, in relationships. I even had a lesbian relationship for a while. I was just running, So I like to say I've done it all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Luckily, praise the Lord, drugs were never. I dabbled, and but I never got. That wasn't my addiction. It was relationships and sexual gratification, things of that nature, and I don't know that that's any better, really. Just it leaves a lot of scars that only
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. I think we all search for those things that we think are going to fill us up.
Right.
Yeah, when there's that hole inside of us that's got to be filled by something.
Yes.
And if it's not God, it's going to be drugs, alcohol, sex,
Right.
whatever. Yeah. Food is another very
Man,
common
I'm
one.
struggling
So,
with that
yeah.
one right now because I've given, I've walked away from a lot of things, but I can't walk away from food, apparently.
Yeah,
So-
it's hard.
Right. But I'm gonna get there. I'm
Yes.
working on it.
Yes.
So the last year, 2025 was it was heavy. It was a lot. So I had been married. I've been married again. Got married in 2019.
I
When I
didn't realize it
met,
was that long ago.
yeah, when I met Philip in 2018, just shortly after that, he got his son, Ezra. And so he came to live with us just a couple months after we moved in together. Like, it really, Philip and Ezra kind of moved in together, to be honest. So, and we had on and off we separated probably 4 times over the next few years. And it was just a lot of back and forth,
Yeah.
back and forth, you know. And I loved him. I still love him. Both of them, you know. We couldn't make it work. So
Yeah.
we finally split for the last time in December of 2024. And then 2025, I started dating again, doing, you know, just your typical splitting up stuff. Nothing not as wild as before. I'm older now. I'm, you know, a little wiser.
But there was some rebounding going on.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was drinking a lot. I smoked weed. I was doing nothing crazy, but crazy on some, just, you know, on some level. Yes, it was crazy. And it wasn't. I can't give you a day that I got saved. I can't give you a time or a moment. But it was just like a slow burn. So in June or May I started dating a guy. In June we went off for my birthday, and we slept together for the first time. I got pregnant. We split without knowing. We split right after that, and then I found out I was pregnant. So we got back together, and we were gonna, you know, do all the things that you're supposed to do when you get pregnant.
Right.
So I was moving in with him, and we were gonna, you know, raise this baby that would have really thrown a big wrench in things for sure. But
Yeah. And you may want to talk about that, but you have a grandbaby right now, right? So yeah, that would have been an interesting dynamic.
And with Briley, and it's just because Briley is 16 and she's special needs, fully dependent. And then I have 19-year-old, and he has a daughter. And then Ezra's 9. So a lot of chaos all the time already. But we were going to deal with it, right? So we got to the point where we were excited. And then in early August, I found out that I had a missed miscarriage, which means baby stopped developing. But my body took several weeks to realize that. So I found that out, and I think 6 days later, he and I split again. So it was a really difficult and lonely time. And I was turning to alcohol heavy. And Brooke and Clay had come back around, and they were helping me with my catering business a lot. And they will this year too. And they just kind of were throwing seeds. You know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of mentioning things that the Lord's helped them with, and things of that nature. And it's not that, like I said, I've always known that the Lord is good and that He's capable. I just never kind of felt worthy. You know what I mean? I felt like
Oh yeah.
you have to come perfect, and that's just
Have to clean yourself up before you get to the throne.
and
Yeah.
it just doesn't work that way. Mid-September, my divorce from Philip was final, and I was about 5 weeks out from the miscarriage. And so I had started going back to church a little bit, but that was when I really just started to feel the tug, you know, and I just wanted to lean in. I just thought, I can't keep doing this on my own, because it's the wages of sin is death is what kept going through my mind. And in this case, it was literal, you know. And so, and I knew that my baby was fine, you know, that my baby was in heaven, and that was great.
Yeah.
But knowing that I get to go too is it's a big relief, a big deal. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just kind of leaned in, you know. I don't know how to really explain it, but the peace that I have gotten and the joy since then is is unreal. You can't get it from anything else.
And it's evident that those around you. It
Yeah,
truly is.
so glad. I know that I've had people reach out and say, we prayed for you years ago in our small group. I remember we prayed for you years ago. We've been praying for years. And to watch it come to fruition I've had people tell me that it shifted their faith. It just is really giving them a boost. Like
Yeah.
they're for their lost loved ones to come home too, because it's been a
Yeah.
lot of years. A lot of years.
That's awesome. And then your daughter is a testimony in herself.
Yes.
She, what is her diagnosis?
Partial trisomy and partial monosomy 18,
Okay.
which falls into the category of Edwards syndrome. And she is precious. She's 16 now. She made it to the 1% when she turned 10, because 99% don't make it to 10 years old, is what the books say. I don't know how true that statistic is, but I'm in the groups, like on Facebook and stuff, of the moms and
Yeah.
of kids who, both sides really. So I get to watch a lot of kids, go on and thrive.
Yeah.
So Briley has been a blessing for sure.
Yeah. That's just, and I'll tell you, right after you got baptized, she got sick
Yes.
and was in the hospital. Did that shake your faith at all, or did it make it strong? I mean, how did that?
I wouldn't say it shook it. It gave me time. Now my brain didn't work quite. When at home, I was in a routine. I would get up in the morning and I would read my Bible, and I would just take some time. And in the hospital, it was just a little more difficult to kind of get in that routine, because I was just tired. And when I was reading, I felt like it's going nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even taking in what I'm reading. So I wouldn't say it shook my faith. No, it was hard not being in church. And right now I'm feeling the same way, because it is important to have the community. Just to be able to go each week and get a little boost.
It is, and there's so many people out there that say, I can have a relationship with God and not go to church, or, I can experience God anywhere, and that's true. By all means, it's absolutely true. But there's something about that community, and I'm telling you, man, the revival services this past week,
Yes.
or 2 weeks ago now, I guess, like, if you haven't experienced the presence of God in a atmosphere like that, like, you're so missing out. There's no drug or alcohol or food that can compare.
Right.
Like, I wish that, it's just, yeah.
I agree.
Church is it's important.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have to kind of do planned outings, I guess. So,
Yeah.
like with Briley, I can't just be like, let's go to dinner, I have to make plans ahead of time. So we're starting small groups soon, and I'm excited about that, because that's something I can plan for,
Yay. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited just to have. And then choir is another one that I can plan for, and it just creates a small community
Yeah.
of people that love the Lord, and we can love on each other, and it's a good time.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, something that is on my mind, I've noticed in my parenting, what a big shift. Well, I will say this too. In the year leading up to this, to me getting saved, God was working. He was changing relationships, removing relationships, people that I love dearly, I still love, but just putting a distance so that this would be possible, because it just wouldn't. I was leaning on those people and the substances to get me through when the relationships didn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, even when it feels like it's not going the way you want it to, He's working. It's so crazy looking back, and comforting looking back and seeing how He was working before I even asked Him to, before I even knew He was, And I even prayed that, even when I didn't feel like he was listening to my prayers, or why would he?
Yeah.
Um, Lord, remove whatever's not for me, just remove it. And he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, letting go of not just coming back to God, but letting go of all the things
Right. Yeah. I was,
allows a deeper relationship.
yes, for sure. With everyone, not just the Lord, but with people too, because
Absolutely.
you don't feel the need to hide into, sorry, I got something wrong. You don't feel the need to hide and slink away so that people don't know what's going on. Yeah, I,
Yeah.
definitely. I notice a difference. The relationships that I still have are so much stronger. And with my kids, now that youngest one, Ezra, he be dancing on my nerves, but he does it on purpose.
And
But
that too is just I mean, because he is not yours, but you
no,
have split custody of him, correct?
yes,
Can you tell
he
a
is
little
mine.
bit about?
Yeah, he's with me. We don't really have a schedule anymore. When we first split, we did because I wanted my weekends. You know what I mean, to go and do what I wanted to do. Now it's a little different. If I don't have Briley on the weekend, then I do typically take a break and let him go to his dad's. But during the week, he's with me usually. Um, on the weeks that I'm going to have him on the weekends, he's usually with his dad a little more in the week. So we just kind of swap it off. But I'm mom, and he knows that I'm not his real mom, and I think he struggles a lot with that. But he also knows that he hit the jackpot when it comes to family because we got a good one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I answer any questions that he has that I can answer, that I'm able to answer. Um, and he got baptized the same day as me. So
I know that's so cool. That's so cool.
I'm not sure he knows what it really means, but I love it anyway. I
Yeah.
did tell him before, if you get baptized, it's a public declaration. You have to act like a Christian, but still you have to be kind and you have to behave.
Uh huh.
And he is such a sweet kid. He is wild and bouncing off the walls all the time, but he is sweet, tender-hearted.
Yeah.
Uh, he's and we love each other.
And
And
that's important.
he's so different from my oldest. So I feel like Riley is not a typical kid, so she doesn't. I don't. I don't get to compare her. You know what I mean? So I've got two boys 10 years apart. Braden was very much a people pleaser, kind of like he was real. He kind of followed the rule until he got to be a teenager. Then he did not. um, but just a pretty chill kid, Ezra. And I know that it has to do with just the trauma, even before he remembers. But he's an attention seeker. So, and if that means driving you insane to get it, that's what he's going to do. So we butt
Yeah.
heads, but we have honest conversations about it, and we can have honest conversations about everything. He's a good kid.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you feel like, is on your heart that you want to share?
I actually wrote down some things, but I do feel like
Okay.
we pretty well covered everything. I'm I I'm still a baby Christian.
Yeah.
I've been around my whole life. I cut my teeth on the church pews, but
Yeah.
I'm still a baby Christian. So yeah, just if you see me out here in the wild, embrace. I'm still learning.
Yeah. We all are.
I
We all are.
want to do what pleases him, and
Yeah.
I hope that my story can just bring people to him. That's all that I really want out of it.
Yeah.
I want to make heaven crowded, and I want people to know that the shame's taken away, and I love that part of it. Because I carried a lot of shame for a lot of years, and now it's a testimony. It's not shame.
Yeah.
So yeah, and church is important. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be our church, but a church
A church, yes.
is important.
Talking about shame, I think more people deal with that than even they realize.
Right.
I know it's something that I've dealt with a lot, and not just with the drinking recently, but I mean, my childhood was, whew, it was a mess, and not necessarily my doing, but it caused a lot of shame. And telling my story, telling what I've been through, and I mean, I hope it helps others to know, God doesn't care. I mean, He cares, but He's not saying you're too far gone to anybody.
Yeah, He doesn't hold it against us.
Yeah. And He'll use that to help somebody else.
Yes.
And that's my prayer for myself, for you, and for anybody else that wants to come and share their story. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing. And give your Nana and Papa a big old hug from me. And they are two of my most favorite people in the world. They will always have, I don't think they will ever know how much they mean to me. Because, like I said, without them, I don't know. I mean, I would have got here eventually, I guess, but yeah. They were a big part of my little childhood. I can remember going up to your papa in church, after church, and asking him for a cert or a piece of candy, and he always had the little fruit certs in his pocket. And I don't have many memories from childhood, so when I have one, I like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, enjoy the snow from inside or outside, whatever you decide. I'm going to go and hope my husband doesn't break a leg or something trying to sled down the hill on a propane tank fueled sled.
I think we are going to stay inside and watch TV and cook and eat and just have a good old time.
Yeah, and I'm sure the food will be fantastic with your culinary skills there.
Not me. Nana's cooking.
Oh, you get a break. Okay. Well, fun. Well, thank you again, and I will talk to you later.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
Of course.